My friend, you hear me today with a spirit that is ready to receive truth. You have not been waiting in vain. Everything you've endured, every delay you didn't understand, every door that remained closed, no matter how much you prayed, every moment that felt like life was moving for others while standing still for you, none of it was wasted. And the word stirring in my spirit for you this morning is this: God said your next door will make sense of every delay. Not some delays, not a few. Every delay, every unanswered prayer, every waiting season, every silent night, every moment of questioning, your next door will explain what your emotions fought to make peace with. Your next door will reveal why God didn't allow the others to open. You woke up today remembering moments of frustration, times when you felt ready but nothing happened, times when you pushed but nothing moved, times when you obeyed but nothing shifted, times when you invested but nothing grew, times when you prayed but nothing changed. And yet, something deep within you kept believing, kept hoping, kept trusting. That persistence wasn't your strength. It was God keeping your spirit aligned with a promise you haven't walked into yet. Because your next door is divine. It is strategic. It is intentional. And when God opens this next door, the delays you cried over will suddenly feel like protection. The waiting that frustrated you will suddenly look like wisdom. The seasons that felt stagnant will suddenly feel necessary. Your next door isn't just an opportunity, it's an explanation. God said your next door will make sense of every delay. Some of you thought the delays were punishment, but they were preparation. Life held you still so God could build what needed to be stronger. You were being strengthened in patience, shaped in character, deepened in wisdom, refined in identity. A door too early becomes a burden. A door too early becomes a trap. A door too early becomes a place of collapse. God delayed certain doors because you weren't meant to survive them. You were meant to thrive in them. And thriving requires preparation. Your next door will make sense of every delay. Some of you thought the delays were rejection. You thought God denied you. You thought heaven ignored you. But denial is not in God's nature. God does not deny his children, he aligns them. The door that didn't open wasn't capable of holding your calling. The opportunity you lost wasn't designed to carry your purpose. The relationship that ended wasn't built for your future. The path you tried to force wasn't strong enough to carry what God was about to place on your life. Your next door will make sense of every delay. Some of you have been stuck in cycles of waiting, and the waiting has drained you. You're tired emotionally, tired mentally, tired spiritually, tired of hoping for something that hasn't manifested. But hear me, God never wastes waiting. Waiting seasons are working seasons. While you felt delayed, God was arranging what you could not see, aligning people, shaping circumstances, creating opportunities, opening paths, orchestrating the timing so precisely that when the next door opens, it won't just be a blessing, it will be destiny. Your next door will make sense of every delay. Some of you questioned yourself in the delay. You wondered if something was wrong with you. If you weren't good enough, if you lacked talent, if you lacked faith, if your prayers were flawed, but your self-doubt was based on misunderstanding because the delay had nothing to do with your worth. It had everything to do with God building the right version of you. The delay was shaping you into someone capable of carrying the weight of the next door. Your next door will make sense of every delay. Some of you lost opportunities that you still think about. You replay them. You wonder what would have happened if things went differently. But let me tell you something clearly. What you lost was too small for what's coming. God didn't allow that door to open because it was beneath the level of blessing he had planned. You wanted a door. You didn't realize he was preparing a gate. You wanted access. You didn't realize he was preparing influence. You wanted stability. You didn't realize he was preparing expansion. You wanted survival. You didn't realize he was preparing abundance. Your next door will make sense of every delay. Some of you feel like God has been silent. Silent in prayer. Silent in direction. Silent in guidance. Silent in confirmation. But silence is not absence. Silence is strategy. God speaks loudly when he needs to correct you. He speaks softly when he needs to comfort you. But he is silent when he is positioning you. Silence is the sound of divine construction. And when the construction is finished, the door will open and you'll realize God was working the whole time. Your next door will make sense of every delay. Some of you feel like your life slowed down at the worst possible moment. While others seem to move forward, you found yourself stuck. But slow seasons are alignment seasons. God slowed you because you were headed towards something too small, too premature, too limiting, too unstable, too temporary. He slowed you because if he let you keep moving, you would have missed the path leading to your next door. The slowdown was steering, not stopping. Your next door will make sense of every delay. Some of you are frustrated because you feel so close, yet nothing has broken through. That almost there feeling you keep experiencing, it's not teasing you, it's training you. You're building endurance. You're building faith. You're learning to trust without proof. You're learning to walk in expectation even when evidence is absent. And God always tests expectation before manifestation. Your next door will make sense of every delay. Some of you cried real tears over things that didn't happen. Jobs you didn't get. People who left. Opportunities that failed. Dreams that didn't unfold. Prayers that didn't get answered in your timing. But hear me, God will give you such a powerful next door that you will thank him for every no. You will thank him for every delay. You will thank him for every closed door. You will thank him for every disappointment, because without them, you would have stepped into something beneath your calling. Your next door will make sense of every delay. Some of you lost people you thought were permanent. Friends drifted. Relationships ended. Support disappeared. People you trusted let you down. You wondered why God didn't allow them to stay. But they weren't part of your next door. They didn't have the capacity to celebrate your elevation or the character to sustain your destiny. God had to remove them before the door opened, because if they stayed, they would have sabotaged your triumph. Your next door will make sense of every delay. Some of you feel anxious because you can sense change coming, but you can't see anything happening yet. That tension is the final stage of alignment. The shift always happens in your spirit before it happens in your environment. Your spirit knows what your eyes cannot see. You're not imagining the shift, you're feeling the preparation for your next door. Your next door will make sense of every delay. Some of you feel like you wasted years in the wrong job, wrong relationship, wrong mindset, wrong environment, wrong direction. But hear me, nothing is wasted with God, not even the wrong seasons. He recycles every experience. He redeems every mistake. He restores every lost opportunity. And he uses everything to mature you for the next stage. You didn't waste time, you were gaining wisdom. Your next door will make sense of every delay. Some of you have been growing quietly. You're not the same person you were a year ago. You're stronger, you're wiser, you're more disciplined, you're more discerning. You've healed in places you once ignored. You've developed skills you once lacked. You've cut off habits that once controlled you. You're ready for more than you realize. The delays grew you. Your next door will make sense of every delay. Some of you have been misunderstood. People don't understand your journey, your growth, your calling. They don't see the internal work happening inside you. But God sees it. And the next door will be so visible, so undeniable, so transformative that even those who misunderstood you will witness the evidence of God's hand on your life. Your next door will make sense of every delay. Some of you are carrying dreams that felt dormant. They never left your heart. They simply sat in silence, waiting for timing. Delayed dreams don't die, they incubate. And when God opens the next door, the dream you thought you lost will unfold in ways that exceed your imagination. Your next door will make sense of every delay. Some of you experience financial strain. You wondered why God didn't bless you sooner. But financial pressure taught you stewardship, discipline, strategy, and wisdom. You learned how to manage little so you can manage much. You learned how to survive scarcity so you can thrive in abundance. Your next level requires the financial muscle you built in the delay. Your next door will make sense of every delay. Some of you suffered emotional wounds you thought slowed your progress. But those wounds shaped your compassion, empathy, discernment, and resilience. Pain refined your perspective. Pain deepened your capacity to lead, love, and teach. Pain softened your heart while strengthening your spirit. Pain prepared you. Your next door will make sense of every delay. Some of you battled fear, fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being enough. But fear pushed you toward faith. Fear forced you to depend on God. Fear made you reach deeper. Fear prepared you to step boldly through the next door without hesitation. Your next door will make sense of every delay. Some of you don't realize this yet, but you are standing on the edge of a shift. You are closer than you think. The delay is almost over. The alignment is almost complete. The atmosphere around you is changing. The timing is turning. The preparation is reaching its final stage. God is about to open something that will change the trajectory of your life. Your next door will make sense of every delay. And when it opens, you will see why the other doors stayed shut, why the process took so long, why the path was so painful, why the waiting felt endless, why you had to mature first, why you had to lose certain people, why you had to grow in silence, why God felt distant, why you had to develop patience, why your faith was tested. You will finally see that delay wasn't delay, it was design. It was direction. It was development. It was divine timing. Your next door will make sense of every delay. It will be bigger than what you prayed for, better than what you expected, greater than what you imagined, stronger than what you lost, aligned with who you've become, strategic to where you're going, perfectly timed, perfectly positioned, perfectly prepared. The next door God opens will not confuse you, it will confirm everything. Because God said, your next door will make sense of every delay. And when he opens that door, nothing and no one will be able to shut it.